Hey everyone, it's Brian here. Today I'm coming on to do another version of the Easter basket that I made the other day here on my channel. Now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one out of 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and at the end it's going to look something like this. It's going to be much larger than the original version that I made, and I'll show you how to make it. So first thing you want to do is score at 4 inches and 8 inches. Turn a quarter turn. Score at 4 inches. And again at 8 inches. Now what we want to do is put up the scoreboard, at least for now. Gonna go ahead and burnish down our score lines. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut on this side, which if you're using directional cardstock, you want the pattern facing upwards. And we're going to just cut here at the 2-inch mark all the way up to the first score line. Same thing for the 4-inch score line. Cut all the way up to the first score line. And then we're going to turn it around 180 degrees. So we got those two cuts facing the top, and we're going to do the same thing again. Cut at the cut 4-inch mark to the first score line, and cut at the 8-inch mark to the first score line. Now, I'm sorry I was giving you all wrong information a moment ago. It's the 4-inch score line, 8-inch score line, all the way up to the first intersecting score line on these two sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have this hang out in the back. Going to go ahead and put this up at an angle and this up at an angle, and make sure it meets like so. And then we're going to staple it. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. Make sure that we got that going like that. Everything meets up in the center. And we're going to go ahead and staple it in. So next, what I'm planning on doing is putting some grass along the edges up here. And what I need for that is to measure how much I need. It'll be about 4 inches or so. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there at that mark. And check out, see what I got to do with this piece. I have to cut it at about here. And this is basically what it is this die I used is a slimline die from Scrappy Crafts. I will leave the link in the description box below this video to all the Scrappy products I used in this video. And I'll also tell y'all that it is affiliate link, so I will earn a small commission from your purchase if you purchase using that link, but you won't have to pay any extra. So it's going to help me, keep my crafting hobby up. So next, what we want to do is go ahead and get some of this 1/4 inch tape and put that down. Then we're going to go ahead and burnish. going to go ahead and tuck it behind here, like so. So it'll look like so. We'll go ahead and also burnish that down too. Now we're going to do the same thing on this piece. Put the tape on the front, because that's how we're going to stick it, is from the front inside. I'm going to go ahead and burnish down the tape again. Cut off the edges of the tape. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that backing off and put it here up against the edge. So it'll look something like this. And we'll burnish that down too. And we're done with one side. And if you're wondering what kind of strips of cardstock I'm using for this project, for this part of the project, I'm using 8.5 inch wide by 1 inch long, 8.5 inches long by 1 inch wide cardstock strips. I just used one piece of 8.5 by 11, cut it down to 1 inch strips, and for this you'll get enough. You only need 3 of these, 3 full sheets of 8.5 by 1 inch for this, because each one will be able to be cut in half. And this is the die I used for this, the slimline die. It's got the grass on there and everything, and it's pretty simple to use. You can make it any height you want, so that's cool. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just tape this whole part now. That'll make things easier. Go ahead and tape that down. Burnish. Cut off the excess. And we're going to go ahead and measure here, see how much we need on each side. I'm going to cut off at about here, where my thumbnail is. And this side, we're going to check that out. We cut that at about here. I'm going to lay this on first. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and lay this down. You probably will not be able to see what I'm doing here, unfortunately. Try and see if you would, but laying this down onto the cardstock, making sure that the grass will look like this at the end. And I'm going to take off this other piece of tape, wherever it is. Need to find my other piece. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and take that backing off. And I'm going to put it like so. Just stick it onto the back. I prefer doing it this way as opposed to the other way, because I can have better control over how it's going on. So we got 2 more sides to go here, so we'll need 1 more piece of grass here. I'm making sure I got the right side, and I do. Gonna put score tape along here, along this bottom border. Go ahead and cut off the edges of the tape. I took that off too soon. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to wing it here. And I think that's about a good spot to cut is here. I'll go ahead and put this on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. We're also going to go ahead and get these little innards out. Poke them out of there. I think that might be best left alone. Oh, there we go. And now we're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Make sure we got enough, and we do. So I'm going to cut off at about here. We're going to go ahead and put that on, like so. Get that little innard out of there. I guess we can poke it out too. And there we go. So that part is done. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting the next part of the grass on, which is going to be down on the bottom here. So I got 3 pieces of 2.5 by 8.5 inch cardstock strips cut down. I die cut them. So the grass will be at the top, because as you can see, for this here, the grass does not have a bottom part of the grass die does not have a bottom on it. So you can cut as low or as high as you need it into the die cut machine. So what we're going to do first is go ahead and I guess we could just put some 1/2 inch tape on here. Do like so. Probably about 3 pieces worth. Two and 3. That's all we'll need for that. For tape on this piece. Gonna find my scraper here. Gonna burnish the tape down so make good contact. Let's get this off. And I know there's not all going on there, but kind of thought it may be easier to do this way. It's just, well, kind of messed up there. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down like so. Make sure the bottom is flush, which it is now. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut at this point. And then cut a little more. Just cut just a little more, not into the cardstock that you put down, not into the basket part. And then we're going to go ahead and cut down to here too. There we go. Let's see if we can use this on the side. We probably cannot, no. So now we're going to do next side next, which is the opposite side of what we just did. Get 1/2 inch tape, do the same thing again. Oh, I'm going to put it about maybe 2/3 of the way this time, so we don't waste as much tape and as much cardstock on this part. we go. And let's burnish down. Take off the tape. Oops, knocked my light. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this like so, like I did last time. Little bit overlapping on the left side so we can see what we're doing. And now we're going to go ahead and cut off that excess on each side. Just try not to cut into the basket. Of course, if you want to, you could always go ahead and wrap it around, but I didn't really want to do that. But you could if you wanted to. And now we're going to get one more piece here. For this one's going to cover both parts, both sides. Going to cut it about here. You have to measure again. Measure from this side, and there we go. Let's see if that works, and it does. So we're good. 1/2 inch tape again, or you could use glue if you wanted to. I'm just using tape because it works faster that way. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and burnish the tape down so it makes good contact on each piece. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and take the backing off again. Here we go, like so. Let's burnish that down some from this side. Make sure it sticks. Makes good contact. We got one more side to do. Then we can do the handle. Oops. Maybe I should go this way. I'm going to put that down like so. Going to go ahead and burnish that down on this side. Here it is. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking the desk. It always seems to happen. And now what we got is well, we're gonna have to, we need to cut that down just a little bit. But here we go, we got this so far done. And what we're gonna do next is go ahead and put get a piece of cardstock that measures 11 inches wide by 11 inches long by 2 inches wide. We're going to go ahead and stick that in there. Gun glue. Get a little bit of glue on 2 ends. Because this time we don't really want to staple. Why, I don't know, but we just don't. So we're going to go ahead and put some pressure on that. Put some pressure on this end too. And we have a handle now. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down some. if you didn't notice, you probably can't notice, I tucked it in underneath this part here. The that first portion that we stapled, the center part, that's where I tucked that in under. So it's in between here and over here. And now what we can do is put on the finishing touches, which is a bow from the Hug and Mug collection, which is actually, I believe this is from the candy box, chocolate box set that was in this current collection. So I'm going to find myself some pop dots here real quick. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Get the other one. Need to get that off of there. Put this one on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off. And you could put, some clouds up here if you wanted to, or whatnot. I almost did that, but I thought, well, leave it to somebody's imagination to do that, I guess. So I'm going to take this pop dot off, the cover off of it, and I'm going to try to slice this pop dot off some, so it won't be so conspicuous there. There we go, and put that there. And you can decorate as much more as you want to. Put Easter eggs in there, or some bunnies, or flowers, or whatnot. But this is the gist of it. Now you know how to make a 6x6 inch cardstock Easter basket and a 12x12 inch one. So I hope y'all have a great evening. See y'all again real soon. And have a great day. Bye.